Okay guys, it's time for episode 66 of Wine, Music, and Games. This time we've got an amazing, very local rosé. We have a fantastic soul album, little R&B going back in the day, and a great, another, like last week, beautiful game with animals and gardens and everything like that. So stay tuned. So how you doing, Honey Bunch?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. We've got a good bottle of wine. Let's start us off here.
Yes, we sure do. It's from Travieso. It's a rosé, and it's a Syrah blend, which doesn't tend to be our style for rosé, but this one is very good. It's a very local wine, as Doug said. It's from Campbell.
Beautiful labels.
And all their labels look stunning and unique, and like this. This is just the rosé one. But all of them are very beautiful.
And actually, each year they often do, the new vintage has a different label for it. So it's pretty cool that they change up the labels and do some really cool stuff with it.
This is a rosé that's a little bit bigger than some rosés. Mm-hmm. It could hold up to heavier food for sure.
Definitely.
It's got a slightly darker color to it.
Yeah, so you've got, because it's a little bit bolder, it means that it can stand up to more variety of food. Rosés are great to drink all summer long, of course.
Yes, of course.
But, you know, you have something that's a little bit bolder and you can have it with food. And thank you, Rick and Debbie, for the amazing Christmas gift.
Yes, we do love this. We've had it before, so we knew we loved it.
Yes.
And yes, definitely. It is very good.
All right, before we move on, I should have done this at the top of the show. Remember that you can sponsor us at patreon.com/GarrettsGames, and of course listen to the audio podcast at garrettsgames.com. And we hope you guys are doing really well. We're having fun with this, so I hope you can see that. So it's time for some music. So I went a little bit more obscure, all right? So this is Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes featuring, now it says here, Theodore Pendergrass. Now, Teddy Pendergrass is an R&B singer of quite a bit of note, but this is just a great R&B soul album, wonderful harmonies on here, and it was there, and I was like, oh yeah, we gotta take that. This is just great. So I mean, you've got it's all because of a woman. Right, you've got. I hope that we can be together soon. Right, these are the R&B hits that kind of groove, get and check it out and put a little romance in your life. Good stuff from Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. All right, and the game this week is. Now, this has been harder to get. I was able to get it through Amazon DE. But I hear that it is finding its way out into the markets now. Now, this is called Meadow from Rebel Studio. And I should look, and where is the author's name? This is Klemens Kalicki is the author. It is, as the cover shows, a beautiful game. Another tableau building game. A little bit different than the tableau building games that we've talked about in recent episodes here. Because this tableau, you're building two tableaus, like one in front of you across in one way, and then a second line above that. Because you have cards that are the meadow cards, right? So they have a particular type of grass or particular type of environment. And then they also have possibly a type of animal that is included with that. And then so to then build further cards, for this one, for example, it provides a fence and more grubs, but you'd need a house and a fence on the cards that are already in your tableau to be able to build this card. So you're trying to build up and trying to source the cards. Now, the other thing that it has is cards that lay out horizontally, and these then are when you're exploring and looking out beyond and in the meadows themselves, and they require resources and stuff like that too. So there's two different types of cards that you're drafting, and then how you do that is kind of cool. You have a big board which has a tableau of cards on it, and you have these tokens. This is in almost like a worker placement type thing, but you can use them two different ways. There's a board that allows you to slot it in with the arrow side, and this would mean that in the grid, I'm going to take the fourth card from the edge that I am currently placing on. So that means if I place on one side, I'm taking this card. If I place on this side, I'm all the way over here and taking it the other end.
The other side of
exactly,
the board,
exactly.
you're taking a different card.
Or you can use the square end and slot it into the campfire board to do, in this case, play two cards, not drawing a card, and so on. So it gives you all of these options that you've got, and you've got I think 4 or 5 of these tiles, depending upon the player count. There even is a question mark one that is used in lower player count games, where it's like, oh, I'm going to choose the number that I'm going to get from the tableau. So I really like this game.
Yeah, it's very beautiful for one.
Really beautiful.
I mean, the cards are gorgeous, and you're building on, you're covering up things as you build on them. So you're having to continue to maybe get a grub or get these lower level animals in order to get the higher ones.
Right.
And then you get, of course, more points when you get the higher ones. So
yes, exactly.
You're working on trying to make these vertical lines, like Doug was saying, and then you have this other, like, kind of like a touristy type of thing that goes
where
horizontally.
you're walking through the meadows and maybe collecting and finding stuff that people have left behind and so on.
Yeah, and it's designed very well.
It really, that was the other thing that I want to emphasize here.
Puts it up to the next level.
Yeah, exactly. Attention to detail is so nice. This game fits so well in the box and has these card holders that are ready to go. So each deck of cards, and there's 4 different decks that are in the game, has their own little card holder, so that you can easily pull them out, and they're easily organized,
and also not stuck on the table or whatever. Just not getting bent up.
Right.
I mean, and every one of the animals is so beautiful, as you can tell by the cover. It's gorgeous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So again, this is Meadow from Rebel, and again designed by Klemens. Where's his name? Klemens Kalicki. Okay, honey, let's do the rundown.
Well, another beautiful wine. This is from Travieso. It's their Rosé, and it's called Rosalinda. It's very good. It's a local winery. One
of the things that we think about when we think of Rosé, usually it's very young. They actually aged this for a while. So this is, a 2015, I think?
Right. And that's why it's very, and I think that's probably why they're not putting Rosé on the label, Rosalinda, which is similar to the start of Rosé, but because it is a little bit darker in color.
And bolder,
and it is really good.
Really good. The music this time is Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, a great classic soul album. And our game, Meadow, from Rebel and Klemens Kalicki. Great stuff this week. We hope you guys are doing well. We hope you guys are taking care of yourselves. You're getting your boosters, staying safe, and we look forward, as always, to talking to you next week. We'll see you later. Bye.